Throughout football history, wise men have congregated to bring you the best stats, predictions, and analysis of the game. These are not those men. 3 derelict Oakland Raiders fans expelled from clown school for shaping inappropriate balloon animals at children's birthday parties and borrowing the school clown car to attend a Murphy's Law gig in Brooklyn. With no ambitions outside of rodeo barrel racing and the Shiner Circus, they made their way to the rolling hills of northwestern New Jersey and established a home at the Irish Cottage Inn. Surrounded by Jets and Giants fans, they called in reinforcements and established a circus sideshow of their own, known as the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole. Join the party each week on the Fan Club Blitz, a wild ride into the world of die-hard football team fan clubs from across the globe with your hosts, Splatterhead, Fitz, and Tom, Clown School Rejects.
Check 1, 2. Speak, Tom.
Hey, what's going on?
All right.
We're
Blitz.
playing Club Blitz. We're here.
Splatterhead and Groby.
Splatterhead, Groby,
Oh,
and
it's Tom on this show.
It's Tom on this show.
And Rogers.
And Rogers we have with us today.
And
So,
no Fitz.
No Fitz.
No Potts.
No Potts.
No Bill Mackey.
No Mackey.
No Just Win Johnny.
Yeah, no Just Win Johnnies.
Just us.
Just us.
So,
There's no justice. There's just us.
we got an action-packed show today.
Sure. We got several guests.
We got some Raiders stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Because they've been, making all kinds of moves in the offseason.
Yep.
People are crying. People
Yeah.
are excited.
Mhm.
People are happy. People are mad.
Yep.
And we got our buddy Houston Raider Steve is going to be on the show today.
Yeah, all right. Houston Raider Steve is a cool guy.
We got a special voicemail.
Sure.
We got a special voicemail from the boss.
From the boss man himself.
Yeah. See, you got, Q-Dog is the capo.
Yeah.
All right, but at the head of the organization, the Godfather.
The Godfather.
Don.
Yes.
Mr. Murf himself decided to call into the show. And so we'll have that. And that's going to send us on to a spiral because so this show's going to be we're going to start off with some Raiders talk.
Yep.
And
then I think that then rumor has it we're morphing into punk rock.
then we're going to talk about some music.
Yes.
And sorry, Fitz, you missed out. But
yeah.
we're going to make this a 2-episode segment because we know you're going to have some input on this.
Yeah, and maybe the next episode we might have somebody else too.
That's right.
Yeah, maybe.
And,
Hopefully.
And also, you've heard us talk about Beowulf on this show before.
Yes.
We got Dale Beowulf himself coming on today.
There you go.
So since we're merging into music,
The boss man wanted to know about punk rock.
you're gonna get some West LA Venice OG punk rock
Yeah.
discussion on the show from the man himself,
Yep.
Brother D, Dale, and yeah, Murf, you're gonna like this guy.
Yeah.
He's
And he's a Raiders fan.
a Raiders fan.
Yep.
I got to tell you, Murf, I think you're gonna like Dale, and I recommend I recommend you check out Beowulf because
Yes.
they're a crossover band.
Yeah.
First record was pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Sounded like kind of a cross between GBH and Motorhead.
Yep.
But man, every album they've put out sounds different.
Yeah.
And Murph, look, we'll hear the stories from Dale himself, but he's also old school Venice Beach gang banging punk rocker, suicidal
Raider
psycho
fan.
boy, and he's also a man of the Lord.
Yes.
And so Murph, yeah, I know you're listening. I recommend you go on your iTunes and you check out Beowulf,
Yeah.
Jesus Freak, and enjoy, my man.
Yep.
Great stuff.
Yep.
So what's shaking in Raider world?
I don't know. Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall.
That to me, I like that. I like that signing.
I was hoping for that move before,
yeah.
When it was just kind of like, hey, if we could get Marshall.
Yeah, to me, it softened the blow of us not being in on, who was it, Justin Houston?
Yeah.
To me, that softened the blow a little bit,
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, Raider Nation. The duo of John Gruden and Mike Mayock right now are making moves to win now.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying they're gonna, but these are not moves that you make to hope that you win in Vegas.
Yes.
That's not what they're trying to do.
No, they want to win this year.
They want to win now.
They want to make a statement at least
they
this
want to make
year.
a statement.
If they don't make the playoffs, they're going to be in the conversation within the last 2 weeks. I think that's what they're shooting for. They just want to be in the mix.
Yeah.
After last year, they want to be in the mix.
And they're making moves now that I'm telling you, I don't want to buy into the hype. I don't want to get all excited.
No, I never do, man.
But I'm telling you,
I never do.
They're making some moves that are mighty impressive.
Yes. Moves
that we haven't maybe ever seen with this team.
Yeah.
And these are not Al Davis moves. These are not Reggie McKenzie moves.
No.
These are the moves of John Gruden and Mike Mayock. And, yes, it all depends on what happens on the field.
Yes.
But they're putting the pieces to the puzzle together.
Yeah. Hungry guy.
We'll see what happens, man. It's all going to play out on the football field.
Yeah. Like I told you a couple weeks ago, my daughter was in Vegas for her spring break with all her friends. She's like, Dad, what do you want me to do? I was like, put $20 on. 8 wins are over for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And she did. I haven't seen her yet, but she's going to give me the slip, so I have that bet in. 8 wins
nice.
Or 8 wins. I took the over.
We should call Pat and tell him to put another one while he's in
Atlantic
City
we could
today.
do that. Yeah, we got our Packers guy. Pat is down as our official correspondent.
Our field correspondent.
Our field correspondent.
Official media passes at the Atlantic.
Of our other podcast, Inebriation.
No. He's there on Fan Club
Yes,
Blitz
actually,
passes.
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's there. He sorry, Murf. He's there as an official representative of us.
We picked the best possible representative.
Yes.
Pat O'Brien.
Yes.
So,
as my buddy Rodney put it, boy, you guys really don't want to get invited anywhere by sending him.
We actually have 2 media passes being used by Pat today in Atlantic City for the Fan Club Blitz.
Yes.
So Pat is at the Atlantic City Beer and Music Festival, and he has. As soon as he finishes drinking for 4 hours,
he's going to the Horror
He's
Con.
going to the New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival, where we also have media passes. Now, they're in my name.
Yes.
But Pat says he's getting in.
He's getting in.
He's like, don't you worry about it, buddy. So Pat's down there. He's doing some interviews and sampling some brews.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, I like what the Raiders are doing. Like I said, the Brandon Marshall signing softened the blow for me for us being not in on Justin Houston, especially for what he signed for.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, why is this guy not in silver and black?
Yeah.
And he signed for basically pennies on the dollar, with Indianapolis. So, I mean, no reason, but the Brandon Marshall signing, that softens the blow.
I'll tell you, man.
Yeah.
Perfect Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
Yes.
And I know a lot of the Twitter general managers, the GMs on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders have several thousand general managers,
and they all
on
know
Twitter.
better.
Yes,
they
have people inside the organization.
And if you bring up, hey man, these are great moves that the Raiders are making.
Yes,
look who we signed, blah blah blah, and they're like, it doesn't matter. Only matters what happens on the field. Yeah, but you got to put yourself in a position to make things happen on the field.
You have to get the players to make the plays on the field.
Right. So, you're complaining because they're getting players that can make plays.
Yeah.
because you haven't seen him make plays yet. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want him to do? Pull a magic Super Bowl trophy out of their magic hat?
That's what they want.
That's not the way it works.
They want them to get every player in the league and just waltz through the season right into the Super Bowl.
Apparently, it doesn't matter who we get. It only matters when we win.
Yes.
Okay, I get that. That's really the ultimate.
But you win if you got good players.
But you got to get good players to win.
You have to get the mix, man. You have to get the rookies. You have to get the vets, and you have to get the in-between guys, or else it don't work.
Right now, we've got one of the most talented receiving cores around.
Yes.
And look, we're all like freaking out for the past few years. Like, do we not want linebackers?
Yeah.
Guess what?
We got
linebackers.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
And you guys are whining out
and
there.
we still have picks.
Yeah.
We didn't even pick yet.
No.
You know?
We still have all of this stuff goes on. All of this happens. We still have 3 first-round picks.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
I wouldn't believe the quarterback hype for one bit. That was
no. Stop with the quarterback hype.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, we may draft a quarterback. 5th round.
Yeah, 5th round. Yeah.
I mean, we're not, it's I don't see it happening anyway. I mean,
our 4th pick ain't going for a quarterback.
The only reason that you're going to bring in a quarterback right now is for trade value.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah. We got a couple capable backups. The 4th pick is not going to do a quarterback, no matter what these major a-hole talking heads say.
Nah.
I was watching one guy swearing to the Lord above and his mom that the Raiders were going to take, what was that guy? Kyle Murphy?
Yeah, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, whatever, with their 4th pick.
How are they going to do that when Arizona's going to draft him at the 1st pick?
And at the bottom of the screen, scrolling across, was another mock draft that said the Raiders are taking a defensive guy with their 4th pick. Yeah. So they're all a-holes.
Yeah, no.
None of them know. They're all blowhards.
Look, it's clickbait. It's for ratings.
Yes.
It's it's nonsense. Stop listening to it.
Now, personally, if I was a GM, I'd be dangling that 4th pick to the Giants for Barkley.
Right.
But that's me.
But you understand that you're not a GM.
I understand that I'm not a GM, so I'm going to roll the dice and see what happens. If the Giants are that desperate for a quarterback, that it might work.
Yeah.
And if we get him, the whole balance of...
Well, when Bobby Wasabi gets back to the massage parlor with Mr. Kraft.
Oh, with Mr. Kraft,
he's going to put that bug in his ear.
Okay.
And then he's going to take that to Goodell, and we're going to make that happen.
Oh,
That's all going to come from the thing.
Well, Kraft has nothing to do with Shaquan Barkley.
No, but Kraft's going to put it in Goodell's ear, and then Goodell's going to call the Giants.
Yeah, he's going to call the Maras and say, here, you want your quarterback? Give this guy to the Raiders. You got the 4th pick and your quarterback.
Exactly.
We'll make sure that happens.
Yeah, and all you got, and they don't even. We don't even have to trade a pick. They're just going to give us a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yes.
Or we're going to give them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and they're going to be happy with it.
But if I was a GM, that's what I would do.
We'll give them free passes to the massage parlor.
Yes.
Get right on Kraft.
Yes. On a side note, though, I stopped to a local furniture store to buy furniture off a very hot woman.
Old friend of yours.
Old friend of mine from high school, and she is drop dead gorgeous. And one of her coworkers is a Jets fan. And he walked up to me because I had a Raiders hat on. He says, hey, man, it's a pretty exciting time to be a Raiders fan this year, man. And I said, you're right. Damn right, brother.
Right.
He goes, both of our teams got something going on, man. He goes, and he gave me the wink. He goes, it's going to be good this year, man.
The Jets, the Raiders, and the Browns. Keep your eyes out, man. But I'll tell you what, last year I had a lot of people come up going, it's a pretty exciting time to be a Raiders fan. I was like, it is.
I didn't know how exciting it was last year.
But it's exciting this year.
It's exciting this year, yeah. So
it's exciting this year.
Last year there was a lot of indecision.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was so much indecision. It looked like indecision.
Yeah.
But I think if you look at what's happening right now, and then you go back to last year,
Yes.
it all starts to make sense.
Hey, man, I do various types of construction for a living, and I realize you have to tear down to rebuild it.
Right.
And, I realize the Raiders have been rebuilding for 16 years, but they never really tore everything down.
Again, and I've said that.
And tearing everything down is letting go of all of your non-performing star players and your performing ones.
I've said this on the show before, but I'll say it again because we do have new listeners, and the Raiders have been rebuilding for 16 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it seems from a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
But in reality, the Raiders rebuild every time they hire a new head coach.
Yes, and over the last 16 years, there's been a lot of that.
And so for the guys on the team, for John Gruden and for Derek Carr and for the guys on the team now, they haven't been rebuilding for 16 years.
No.
They're building a team from when they joined the team.
Yes.
And, look, Raider fans, you got to stick with this, man.
Yeah.
I don't trust the process. It's very cliche, but trust the process,
it is.
man.
It is. It's very cliche, but you know what?
It's the truth.
You have to see the positive stuff going on.
You got to.
And the last 4 or 5 games of the season last year, you seen guys playing their asses off.
Yeah.
For this football team.
Yeah.
Whether they were going to be here or not, they played their asses off. And they wanted to make a statement.
And they did make a statement.
And they did. They showed that, hey, 2 years, we ain't going to be pushed around, brothers.
Hey, look.
You're going to be looking at Mahomes who?
Antonio Brown got shut down.
Yes. Yes.
He got shut down
by
in
Conley.
That game. By Conley. Now, maybe he got shut down on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah. He
may have sat that one out.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
But
no. Conley was playing his ass off.
Hey, man, last quarter of the season, Conley was.
Yeah.
He was ranked up there top, one of the top guys in the league.
And when you're shutting down Antonio Brown,
that
doesn't happen. And guess what? Conley's not going to be there to shut down Antonio Brown this time around because they're on the same team.
They're on the same team.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We beat the Donkeys. It was good stuff, man.
Yeah. I like I said, I never believed the hype. Not last year, the year before. Second game of the season, we were playing the Jets. We're romping over the Jets.
Yeah, I was in San Diego with the Booster Club out there watching that game.
I'm sitting there at the table at the Irish Cottage, and I'm all quiet, and everybody's jumping around.
Packed house that day, too.
Yeah, and the mad scientist's wife walks over to me, and she goes, "Why are you so quiet?" And I looked her straight in the face. I said, "I don't know. Second game of the season. I don't believe the hype."
Yeah.
And then the next game was against Washington.
And that's when it all went to crap.
And the wheels came off.
The wheels came off the cart,
And then a
folks.
couple of weeks later, I seen her, and she was like, "Wow, you were right."
Yeah.
And I was like, never believed the hype.
Well,
I was like, I've been a Raiders fan too long to believe the hype.
People put the cart in front of the horse.
Yeah. I was like, I've been through this many, many times. I don't believe the hype anymore.
Yeah.
I see the promise. I see what's there.
But
I don't believe at any time it's going to transfer on the field. Till I see it.
But I'm back to pretty damn impressed with what they're doing.
I said, I don't believe the hype, but I am impressed in this offseason.
Yeah.
They addressed several things that were major. We still have the draft to go. We have great picks.
And they're still making moves.
Every
moves. Day.
Yeah.
Every day
some may
moves.
seem like scrubs.
Yeah, but you got look.
They signed who was it? Luke Wilson, the tight end.
Yeah,
he was pretty good on.
He's got pretty hair.
But he was pretty good on the Seahawks.
Sure.
Last year he played with Detroit. I don't know what he did, but I remember him from the Seahawks. He was pretty good.
He had some touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
Look.
I'd take Cook over him any day.
A lot of these moves
that didn't work.
A lot of these moves that happen now. Look, the big moves happened in the first few days of the official league year.
Yeah.
Outside of Antonio Brown, which happened before that, but the contracts weren't signed until the beginning of the league year. A lot of these moves, people don't understand. They're like, "Oh, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that?" Like, we got to have 90 guys.
Yeah.
when at the start of preseason.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, even though you're seeing that they're major signing,
they're not going to be on the Raiders.
You have no idea if they're going to make it or not.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are not going to be on the team. A lot of these guys you bring in just for trade capital.
Yes.
This is not, but the guys that are going to be there are the guys, Antonio Brown, Trent Brown.
Yes.
What's the other receiver? I'm drawing a blank from San Diego, from the Chokers. Tyrell, is it Williams?
Tyrell Williams, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm
drawing a blank on him because he's a Charger.
Yeah. No, he's a Raider now.
Well, he's a Raider now, but
these guys are going to be on the damn roster.
Yes.
Burfict, he's going to be on the roster.
He's going to be Marshall. He's on the roster.
Marshall's going to be on the roster.
Yeah.
But, a lot of these other guys, man, it's just moves that you make.
Nope.
It's moves that you make.
Yes.
To you got guys now that you can, get some competition.
And if you look at it this way, you're looking at Murf, at Burfitt and the Marshall signing.
Yeah.
Two experienced.
We signed Murf, too?
Yeah, we signed Murf. Murf's a linebacker now for the Raiders.
But good quarterback.
You look at these guys, two experienced.
He's got a neck like
two experienced linebackers in the NFL. They keep. The thing is, Raiders are going to take Bosa. Raiders take Bosa. He's a linebacker. Okay, two good guys to learn from.
Sure.
And they're both on 1-year contracts. So and neither one of these guys is a Bruce Irvin. Yeah, my prediction is I have no idea what's going on with the fourth pick, but I think the lower picks that we have in the 20s are going to go. I think we're going to grab those Clemson problem children.
I hope so.
That were suspended for that one playoff game, and then we're back for the national championship. I think we're going to grab those, and those Clemson problem children were quite good. So,
Yeah.
But I think we're going to grab them with our lower picks. I have no idea with the fourth pick. I have no idea. But I think our lower first round picks. I think we're gonna.
I'm gonna surprise somebody.
We're gonna grab some problem children.
And we should.
Yeah.
Let's let this phone ring and see what happens.
Okay.
I hope he answers by saying. Let's see. Let's see if he answers. He doesn't answer yet. He's gonna call me back and.
Hello.
Sorry.
Sorry.
What's going on, Vi?
What's going on, Vi? What's happening?
Nothing. We didn't tell you, but we just snuck you onto the show.
Right now?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh my God.
We just wanted to hear you say you were sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm so ill prepared, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys didn't let me know.
Yeah. We forgive you.
What's up, boys? How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. How about yourself? Why is there an echo?
Man, I'm just I'm fighting through these photos. We made a post on the Wolfpack Nation 1 Twitter page about getting everybody's dogs pics and their names so we could holler at them on the next show. I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. These 5 photos, and I gotta try to remember all these names of all these dogs that we gotta shout out. I think Ken's gonna have Ken's gonna get pretty upset with the amount of time we're gonna have to take.
Yeah, but as my guys tell me when I have to edit out all the cussing, that's on Ken.
That's true.
That's Ken's
true.
problem.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm getting a weird echo on my voice.
Yeah,
I don't know why that is.
I keep hearing it.
It could be I'm in the basement. Maybe I'll move along here.
It's probably because we're talking to Canada.
That's probably it too. We don't have much here. We just move out of the igloo era, boys. Back to houses now.
So, what kind of music do you listen to, Vi?
I listen to everything, man. Like, I guess hip hop would be my number one, but I listen to classic rock. I listen to country. I listen to everything, man. But I'm not like an underground kind of guy. I do like the mainstream stuff. But you know what, Chuck? I don't listen to punk rock. It's not because I don't like it. It's just
We're gonna
not enough exposure.
Well, we're gonna fix that right now. I'm gonna recommend some bands to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The first band that I want you to listen to is called SNFU.
Okay.
All right. They're Canadian.
What does that stand for? Canadian.
There's a lot of rumors about what it stands for. Nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're Canadian. They're a great band. They're from the 80s.
Yes.
Their singer is Chinese Canadian.
What?
Yeah. Their singer is a Chinese Canadian guy, and they're awesome. So that's the first band I'm going to recommend for punk rock music.
Well, thank you. I'm definitely going to check that out.
And then I want you to check out the Hanson Brothers.
Hanson Brothers are good.
The Handsome.
The
Brothers?
Hanson. Have you
You ever seen Slapshot?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
okay,
the
so
Hanson
the
Brothers.
Hanson Brothers. That's the two goons from Slapshot. No. But the band was named after them. They're a punk rock band from Canada, and I used to go up to Vancouver and see them play on hockey night. And they basically play. They sound like the Ramones, but all their songs are about hockey
And beer.
and beer.
That's good. That's something I could definitely get into.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. They're definitely they're a hockey band, and they're a beer band. So
Awesome. I'll definitely check that out. And that's easy to remember, the Hanson Brothers. At first, I thought you guys were talking about the Hanson from the States there.
No.
no, we wouldn't recommend that.
No, we don't recommend that to anybody.
Thank God.
But that's what I wanted to call you. I wanted to introduce you to some Canadian punk rock, and those are the two I'll start you with. If you like those, then I'll recommend more next time we talk.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
But I think you're gonna love SNF. If you don't love SNFU, I don't know what to tell you. And go back, like when you look up their records, go back to the earliest stuff.
Yeah.
How many albums do they got out?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably 15, 20.
Look for stuff in the early 80s.
Yeah, look for stuff in the early 80s. Some good songs I recommend are Time to Buy a Futon and A Mailman's Pet Peeve. And they do a really, really, really awesome cover of It's a Wild World. You know that song? Oh, everybody, it's a wild world. They do a great version of that.
Yeah, Cat Stevens.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sing that song at karaoke every Wednesday night.
Well, next time you sing it at karaoke, you can get up there and go, yeah, I'm doing the SNFU version because I'm the Chinese Canadian guy. So,
That's right. And I know I'm Murf, so I'm known as the Canadian too, and I kind of like it. You know what I mean? I love that I'm the Canadian.
yeah, he's the Canadian. He goes out and goes out to the hoose, drinks beers, doesn't get drunk.
Nope.
Yeah. So anyway, man, that's it. We just wanted to surprise you. We didn't get you on last week, so we wanted to just make a surprise phone call.
Yeah.
Throw you on the spot today.
Hey, thank you so much, guys, for the call, and I guess shout out to everybody in Raider Nation, I suppose, and to you guys, man, keep up the good work. I've listened to a couple of the episodes now, and I just howl both times I listen to it. So you guys are awesome. Thanks again for the call, and yeah, man, and thanks for the support that we get from you guys as well.
Absolutely,
Yeah, man.
Love the show.
Yeah,
Keep
no
it
problem.
up.
It was great.
Keep up the show. Keep
Yeah.
up the good work. And on the next episode, I expect a review of SNFU and the Hanson brothers.
You bet. I'm gonna check that out today. We're recording tomorrow night, so make sure you guys tune in on what I have to say. But I think it's gonna be nothing but good things, because with whatever you guys have told me, I can dig that, man. I think I can dig that.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah.
man. All right.
Cool. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, later, brother.
Thanks a lot, brother. So we just thought we would surprise VC Raider up there in Canada.
Yeah. Pop music, man. I don't know.
He was very sorry that we
that we called.
he was very sorry that he didn't know we were calling. Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop music.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I tell you what, pop music, he'll like SNFU. They're pretty poppy.
yeah.
So are the Hanson brothers.
Yes.
We recommended some
Yeah.
poppy stuff.
Yeah.
We
We started them out good.
We didn't
on
throw
the punk rock.
we didn't throw DOA right at him.
No, or the
You know?
or the Dayglows.
No, we didn't throw Dayglow Poisons at him right out of the gate. So, what are we drinking? We didn't do that.
No.
I was drinking the Bolero Snort, which everybody knows is my favorite Jersey brewery now. I was drinking their Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
And
Their second release of cereal-inspired beer.
and okay, it's a good beer.
Yes.
It's a good IPA, but it doesn't remind me of Fruity Pebbles at all.
No.
No, they hit it out of the park with the Magically Delicious.
Yeah, the Lucky Charms knockoff.
Yeah.
Yes. That was spot on.
They hit it out of the park with
Yeah, that was spot on.
This one's a good beer. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I mean, as far as IPAs go, this is a good IPA, but it's it doesn't.
It doesn't remind you of cereal at all.
No,
And it's rather ordinary for what.
it's an ordinary IPA.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
As our friend VC Raider Vi in Canada would say,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
And now I'm on to a Fort Nonsense Brewing Company, Great Falls.
Yeah.
IPA.
They're from Denville, New Jersey.
Is this the same one that did the stout we had last, or the
Yes.
porter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Let me try this one. Let's see what happens here. I'm pouring my beer into my pint glass now. You can't see it because this is audio only. And we're going to taste it. All right? You guys listen in anticipation as I taste my beer. See, I like this. I'm sorry, Bolero. I love you guys. You guys make great beers. I like this Fort Nonsense IPA a little bit better than the Fruity Pebbles.
This is a good Jersey IPA right here.
Yeah,
Top
very
notch.
good.
You know.
Very good.
Yes.
Now the Fruity Pebbles is a good IPA.
Yeah.
I'm not going to knock it for being a good IPA. I was just expecting
Cereal.
Yeah, something. I was expecting what I got with Magically Delicious.
Yes. That's what I was.
And it wasn't that.
No.
But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. This beer, it's cloudy. It's good, kind of juicy IPA, and it's good stuff, man. What do you got, Tom?
I got Southern Tier Citra Hopped Live Pale Ale.
Southern Tier is a good brewing company.
Yeah, it is a good brewing company. A little sour for my touch.
It is. It does have
yeah.
It's tart.
Yeah. So other than that, I've noticed that if I went to a party and somebody handed it to me, I would not say, "Ew, I don't drink that."
I brought those because it's not a high alcohol content.
No.
It's got kind of a summer feel to it.
It does. Yeah. This is definitely an August beach beer.
And we're brewing beer today.
Yeah.
And this is the nicest day that we've had in months.
Yes. It's hitting 70 today.
So we're brewing on the back deck. Rogers is out there with a what's he got? What's Rogers drinking?
He's got like Rogers is drinking water with like an organic beef shin bone.
Yes,
from Nell's Specialty Meats in Easton, Pennsylvania.
When we were last out with Rogers, he kind of didn't know what to do with it.
No,
except guard it.
Yeah, he wouldn't take his eyes off it.
Protect this,
yes.
but I don't know what to do with it.
I don't even know what it is, but it's mine.
It's mine, and you guys keep a good 2 feet away from me.
Yes, and that's how he is right now. I think now he's probably gnarling on it.
He's probably eating it right now. But
yeah.
he's out on the back deck. He's watching the beer. Tom and I are brewing a Belgian-style ale today.
Yes. Yeah.
So
and we got 2 other beers that are moving along.
They're moving along great, man.
Yes,
we thought we were going to bottle today.
Yeah, we thought we were going to bottle one today, but it's bubbling like hell and still
like crazy.
It's still fermenting, so
we're
we'll give that another week.
Hey, you let it do its thing, man.
Yeah.
When you're fermenting, you let it go.
Yeah, when it stops, then you do what you need to do next.
Yep. So but right now we have in the mash, we've got you guys want to take notes and see how the professional.
This is all coming to you from behind the soon-to-be christened Stu and Dolly's Pub in Ogdensburg, New Jersey.
Right, and as soon as we get our license, we're hoping they're going to be the one bar in the state of New Jersey that carries our beer.
That carries, and Chuck's mead.
And my mead. So we're right now we have a Belgian-style ale going.
Yes.
And we've just mashed in 12 pounds of Munich as a base malt. A lot of people go, "Oh, you can't use Munich as a base malt."
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Munich's a base malt,
and
especially for a Belgian-style ale. And to that, we have our specialty malts. Today, we're using a nice caramel. It's a crystal caramel 50, and we've got some Special B in there, which is a typical Belgian specialty malt, and then I got a little secret ingredient in there as well, and
not cannabis.
No, it's in the mash tun. It's in the mash, and we will start sparging soon.
Yes. Give a shout out to where you got the grains.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Cask and Kettle Homebrew Supply in Boonton, New Jersey. Great place. I was thoroughly impressed when I went in there. You go to a lot of homebrew places, and they're kind of lost. And there's one,
especially our local one.
Well, they're gone now.
Yeah, they're gone now, and now you know why.
One lady in Boonton, man, one lady working in there, and she was impressed by me too because I knew what I wanted when I walked in the door.
Yes.
But what a very organized store. And we're not sponsored by these people. We're endorsing them.
Yes.
So
this is a good place to go.
If you're in northern New Jersey and you want to try out brewing your own beer, Cask and Kettle in Boonton, and they even give classes.
Yeah.
We don't need classes,
no,
but they do give classes. So if you want to, hey, Rev Raider, if you want to brew beer,
sure.
You're in North Jersey.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not too far from you.
Go there.
Go to Cask and Kettle on Main Street in Boonton.
Boonton.
Yeah.
Actually,
it doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
Anybody that's fans of Toxic Avenger and the Trauma films, knows where Boonton, New Jersey is.
Absolutely.
That's like the home of Trauma films.
Yeah. So we got a guest coming on. Let's see if we can get him on the line.
50 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Houston Raiders, Steve.
Hey, this is the fan club Blitz,
you missed us, man.
Yeah.
We're going to try and get you next time.
Yep.
Call me back, brother.
Later. So.
Houston Raiders Steve didn't pick up the phone.
No, he's going to call back in like 5 minutes.
We just blasted his phone number on our podcast.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I left out the area code. Everybody
call Houston Raiders Steve. Tell him to answer the phone.
Yeah, everybody call Houston Raiders Steve next week and tell him.
Answer the phone.
Tell him hi. Ask him for some stories. He loves to tell them. So, Anyway, I guess we'll take a break, man.
We'll take a break and we'll come back. We
told-
have another guest yet, and
we told you what we're drinking. We told you what we're thinking.
Yeah,
And
the bong's out.
uh-oh. Well, on that note, let's listen to our voicemail.
Okay.
You know, I think this one's kind of cool. We'll listen to the voicemail, and then we'll take a break. And
Okay.
We'll give some responses, but nobody will know we're on break. So
What's up, Fan Club Blitz? It's your old buddy Murf calling. Hey, as much as I love to hear
it's the
you guys
boss.
talk about the Raiders, I love listening to you guys talk about rock and roll also, and I have a question for you. When we look at the different movements in music, whether it be from the bands of the 50s to heavy metal to grunge to punk rock, there's typically a band or a group of bands associated with being the flashpoint, the kickoff of that movement. We look at like the grunge bands, it's Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam, the bands of or artists of the 50s, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly. In terms of punk rock, and I know you guys are punk rock guys, was it a movement of a group of bands, or was there one singular band you guys like to point to, like maybe the Stooges or somebody that kind of kicked off punk rock? So that's my question. Appreciate everything you guys do for Murph's Fan Cave. You guys rock. Talk to you soon.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Now, Fitz is going to be pissed he's not here today.
Yeah. This is something that's right up
This
Fitz's
is right
alley.
up Fitz's alley. He
Yeah.
just wants to do a music show.
Yeah. Talk about Rory Gallagher all day.
I don't know, Murph. It's a tough one because, you could literally say that some of the guys that you mentioned, Chuck Berry and Little Richard, were
punk rock.
were the originators of punk rock.
Yeah, you can go back to Elvis, Eddie
Yeah,
Cochran,
Gene Vincent.
Yeah.
I mean that raw
Yeah.
kind of talent.
Yeah, you want to get surf, like surf punk, Junior Brown.
Yeah, people have said that the first punk rock song might have been like Louie Louie.
Yeah, because they made it up on the fly.
But I get your question, and I think that's
Yeah.
not really what you mean.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what you've said about the Raiders and the Raider Nation in Oakland, and then the how it transcends into Vegas. Everything happens organically.
Yeah.
So punk rock was an organic thing, and it there's not really a way to trace where it started.
No.
But it. Look, if you watch movies like Salt Lake City Punk and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I might watch it and go, that's not.
A good reference movie to watch is The Decline of Western Civilization Part 1.
Sure it is. However,
Yes.
to the point I was about to make, I think punk rock was different depending on where you lived.
Yes.
Because being an L.A. punk and being a New York punk were two completely different things.
Different, and the music was different.
And a punk in England.
Yes.
You couldn't even relate to each other.
No.
And everybody wants to go, we were the real deal. But
and you know what? Even from Boston to New York to D.C. to Philly.
Totally different worlds.
Completely different worlds, and the punks didn't relate to each other.
No.
And there was a lot of animosity.
And when you read one of those books or you watch one of those movies, if you're from one of the other areas, you're like, that's not how it was, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. No, that's not how it was to you in Phoenix.
Yes.
But that's how it was in Omaha.
Yes. Yeah.
But as far as like, seminal punk bands, I mean, you mentioned like the Stooges, and a lot of people draw back to that. And they'll go back
television.
They'll go back, Richard Hell, Televisions, the Stooges, even the Dead Boys. I would say that, like,
the New York Dolls,
right? New York Dolls. I would say that to me, those bands, they played a part.
Yes,
because they kind of kicked down a door and laid down a foundation.
Yeah,
but to me, those were art rock bands.
Yeah, they were Warhol bands.
Yeah, they were Warhol bands.
Yeah.
No, so if you want to go all the way back and say it's Velvet Underground was the first punk band.
You could say that too. That's
But to me, those were just artists who transferred their art. Their canvas was music.
Yes.
but I don't relate to that as punk rock.
No, for me, what started everything was the Ramones.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
even though they kind of fell into that,
a
little bit
out of the New York Dolls and the Dead Boys,
right,
and all of that. Yeah, they came from that bunch of bands,
right.
But the Ramones were really like the first.
Well, the Ramones were punks.
Yes, the
Before
Ramones
there was
were
a
punks.
thing,
yes,
called punk. They were punks.
They were punks. And that's the thing that made they were really the first band that was like, okay, this is a punk band.
Right.
They weren't, there wasn't, New York Dolls, Dead Boys where they always posed and stuff. They wore scarves and stuff. Ramones, T-shirts, jeans, leather jacket, Chuck Taylors, done.
And they were just, as people, they were punks.
As people, they were punks. Garage band, Queens. Yeah, to me, that's where punk started.
I agree.
A lot of people are like, oh no, Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols came about because of the Ramones.
Sure.
The Ramones became so epically popular.
Difference being, the Sex Pistols were probably maybe 50 times more talented musicians than the Ramones were.
Yes.
And the Ramones recognized that.
Yes.
They're like, oh my God, these guys can actually play.
Yes. But when they made the whole Sid Vicious thing come along.
Yeah.
The Pistols were a band before that.
Right. The Pistols were like, if you listen to Nevermind the Bullocks, you're not going to hear Sid Vicious.
No.
Wasn't in the band.
No.
Guy couldn't play the bass to save his life.
No.
Right? And I think even Johnny Lydon has said,
yes.
he was just a, bad fashion statement.
Yes, and that's all it was. and that's what made, to me, that's what made the Sex Pistols a gimmick.
Sure.
Made them like the American equivalent of the Monkees, but a punk band.
But I would say, and people are going to get mad at me, but I would say the same damn thing about the Clash.
Yes.
To me, like, and I seen it on an Oi video.
I like the Clash, but to me, they're not a punk band.
I seen it on an Oi video that came out,
and I've seen the Clash.
They were talking about Joe Strummer's singing about white riots and living in a white mansion.
Yeah.
For if you want to go to England, punk rock
is completely different than here.
But to me, the real heart of like the English punk rock scene starts with Sham 69.
Yes,
because this is a working class band that came out that were like they weren't putting bobby pins in their faces and wearing bondage pants. They're just working class kids that came out and sang about working class things.
Yeah.
Sang about, life.
Yes.
Growing up with no hope and no future. And that was one of the first bands, whether in America or England, that came out and just spoke the truth to the truth.
Yes.
And comparatively, like you look at like we are, we love Black Flag and suburban kids, man.
Yes.
They were suburban kids. They weren't, working class, inner city kids. No. Except for Henry Rollins, who is a DC kid.
Yeah.
Unknown caller.
Uh-oh. We're getting a call.
Okay. Who's this?
This is Houston Raiders Steve.
Okay.
We'll come back to this conversation.
Yes.
Thank you for calling the Fan Club Blitz. What's up, Steve? It's Chuck and Tom.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I tell you what, you guys have a great show. You and Murf shows are the excellence of broadcast, as I say, in the podcast world.
Wow, we
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
that,
yeah,
man.
we appreciate it.
We tried calling you. We missed you. We we got you now though, so you're on.
Well, I really appreciate it. This is a great show. I was just going to tell you what I tell people is that being a Raider fan, it's all about the attitude. It's all about the mindset. It's all about the swagger that we have now that we have Antonio Brown back. Remember when we were growing up watching Monday Night Football with John Madden, Otis Sistrunk, the University of Mars and everything, and Tatum, and of course all the great players, with Ted Hendricks and all that. So the Raider swagger is back. And
Ted Hendricks is Ted Hendricks is probably my favorite Raider player.
Oh, I know He's one of my favorites.
I mean,
Villano.
the Mad Stork is nuts, man.
Well, I know Steve's a big fan of our Jersey natives, Tatum and Villapiano.
Okay,
so.
yeah. I'm big fans of theirs, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm good friends with Terry Russell and the Jersey Shore Raider Booster Club up there, and of course your group through Facebook and now through your great radio podcast.
Cool.
Yeah, we're good friends with Terry too, and then Jack Tatum's nephew is part of that booster club, and Phil Villapiano actually started that Jersey Shore Booster Club.
Yeah,
I know it's amazing and everything because I tell people he was at the game, one of the games I went to last year, and Jersey Shore when they travel as you well know our friends on the East Coast they make the pilgrimage out there. Some people go to Jerusalem. We go to Oakland or wherever the Raiders are playing. Every game is like a home game for Raider Nation. Wouldn't you agree?
sure,
Absolutely.
yes.
Man. So listen, Steve, you've got some great stories, from your history as a fan, and I want you to dig deep and tell us your favorite and best story that
Okay.
you can.
Start slow. I have to get another beer. Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my great stories is at the end of Kenny Stabler's life, he was at a fan convention, and there's a famous book out called Badasses that we all know about.
That's a great book.
And,
yeah.
It is. And then so I was able to meet him and everything, just to spend a minute or two talking to the snake and everything, and he was just a great guy. And I ran into as you know, Raider Greg and Raider Randy do the Raider Nation podcast, and they one of their friends in the fire department, they were all firemen retired from the Berkeley Fire Department, but one of their friends' father ran the bar at training camp up there in Napa I think it was the El Rancho, the famous place where they have their training camp. And they had some great stories about that. But my favorite story probably, there's so many of them, but I was going out to the game out there in Oakland, left Salt Lake City. Person sitting right next to me was Jack Tatum's cousin that you all know. And we got to talking, and I said, Jack and Kenny are probably the reasons, besides, of course, Villapiano and Ted Hendricks and Marcus Allen, that I became a Raider fan. I said, it's just, the very first game I saw was the famous Heidi game. I'll never forget that game. But anyway, so he and I were sitting on the plane talking about stuff, and he says, Jack Tatum's father was, his sister is my mom. And so, we were talking back and forth about that, but it's just amazing being a Raider fan. Once you're a fan for life. But I'll never forget that Heidi game, watching that game, and I thought, man, I'm gypped. I see a girl on the side of the mountain with a goat. Why can't I see the end of the game? Because you know what it is? Chuck and Tom, you see, when you were growing up and everything, you love the colors, you love the pageantry of the Raiders, you love the pirate, you love the attitude, the little bit of the nastiness, not too nasty, but, Alzado and all that.
No, it was nasty, and we loved it.
Yeah, you know what? With that Heidi game, I think I was like 4 years old, and I remember that, like, downstairs in my basement, my dad built a big bar, man cave type thing, and they were always down there watching football. And I remember they had that game on, and I remember what happened, and all of them going nuts. And, I was 4 years old at the time. I didn't, put two and two together. But, once I, started playing football and watching football and I became a Raiders fan, then I learned about the Heidi game, and I was like, wow, now I know why they were all pissed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
And I was just a kid growing up in Chicago. That was the first Raider game. I remember it was L.D. Rogatis and Kirk Gotti was a play-by-play, and my dad said, I think you're kind of biased towards the Raiders. And it was funny because, the more I was just fascinated by all the, Bob's Away, the Mad Bomber, LaMonica, and Charlie Smith, and like Joe Namath said, it was a great game that I didn't even see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was out here in the New York area, too. It was at Shea Stadium.
Now,
That's right.
That game, yes.
Now, I tried to text you back earlier, but for some reason my phone goes, nope, cannot send message. So,
Sorry about that.
So you mentioned Raider Nation podcast, which is
right.
Raider Randy, and I can't say the other name, and I'll tell you why. I had a segment on our show that we run every once in a while called "You're Dead to Me."
You're dead to me.
And
Right.
unfortunately, Raider Greg made the list.
Oh no.
And,
He's passionate.
yeah, well, he's passionate, but I used to listen to his show, and last season
He's not dead to Chuck because of passion.
I tuned in, and it was every time he put out a show, it was 2 hours of the Raiders. We suck. John Gruden's an idiot. This is terrible. It was just 2 hours of whining and complaining, and I finally had to go,
Done.
Raider Greg, you're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
And
Yeah,
listen, I understand, I appreciate him and his fireman helmet and everything, and he did a lot for podcasting, and I appreciate his fandom. He's a season ticket holder, the whole deal.
Right.
But all that negativity that came out next year with just the whining and complaining and the crying with all these like Raider fans, like give it a minute, guys.
Yeah, really.
Give it a minute. And
That's what I think. It's like you're crying about nothing.
What happened to, win, lose, or tie, Raiders till I die?
Yeah.
Did we lose that somewhere?
Yeah.
I think for some of the fans we did, but then for a lot of us we didn't. But hopefully Raider Greg, redeems himself and come. But I just can't listen to all that negativity, man. He got real negative last year, and that's why I like Murf and Pillaging Podcast and our show. Because we'll critique what's happening.
And the new guys on the block, the Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack, yeah, those guys are good too.
Right.
You should check that show out.
yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm going to be critical.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be critical as a fan. I'm not going to be critical as I'm not going to come out sounding like I hate the team.
No.
And I hate the owner and I hate the coach and I hate because at a certain point. If you
we're not coming out as talking heads. That's for sure.
At a certain point, if you hate everything about the Raiders, why then you're not really a fan anymore.
Why are you following them?
So anyway, he's dead to me. But we love you, Houston Raiders, Steve. So
yes.
Tell us, you're down in Houston, and are you part of a booster club? I know your buddy runs one.
Oscar Sanchez runs Houston Raiders, and then Booster Club, and then there was a group that splintered off of that, the Space City Raider Nation. But actually, I'm a member of the Knights of the Shield out of Fresno, and of course they've got chapters all over California. And I've also, I support Black Hole Group. Don Rivera's brother started that group, Rob.
Yeah.
And so I'm a big fan of any Raider Booster Club, the 707 out of Vacaville, and just anybody that's the Silver and Black in Central Texas. They're a great group. Every Raider group are great groups. But I just love being a Raider fan. It's something that I know some people might think I'm a fanatic, but if I am, so be it, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, and you've asked about it, and the whole deal. You're also an official member of the New Jersey chapter of the Black Hole.
Yes, you are.
I really appreciate that so much.
Yeah,
it means a lot. Thank you.
You are recognized on the roster, my brother. You are a member of the Black Hole, and we only have 2 out-of-state members.
Yeah,
we have Uncle Mosh.
Yes, Uncle Mosh
and Houston Raider Steve.
Thank you so much. It's an honor and a privilege.
And you ever show up in Jersey, you get carte blanche, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Between us and all the shore and all the Jersey Shore guys, man. You can enjoy the mountains and the beach, and everybody will pay for you, brother.
Yeah, you can go fishing. You can go fishing and hunting.
Yeah, you can go fishing and hunting, man.
And hunting for rocks.
And hunting for rocks, and and hit every good brewery and distillery in between.
Yeah, I know. You said you retired, brother, but we'll get you 200 beers while you're up here on the weekend.
We'll get you.
No problem. I wish I could have made it for that brew festival. That sounded like you guys had an awesome time up there.
We did. There's another one going on this weekend that we have media passes for, so we sent our field correspondent down there.
Yeah.
He's having a time of his life.
Yes. He's our resident Green Bay Packers fan that hangs out with us.
But he's also
he's a member of the Raider Nation.
When I started the Black Hole, he hit me up. He's like, "I'm going to come watch every Raider game with you." I'm like, "Aren't you a Packers fan?" He's like, "Yeah, but I love the Raiders."
Yes,
like, right.
yeah. So he's a member of the New Jersey Black Hole.
Yeah.
So.
I know one of my best friends is named Joe Sheehan. He's actually from the Bronx and everything, and of course we call him Joe Duck and everything, but he's an honorary Raider in our books because you know how it is. You cheer for your teams and you cheer for the other teams as long as they're not in the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I respect people who, you know, when I run into like a Seahawks fan that was a Seahawks fan in the 80s. I have respect for
that's
them.
Respect right there.
You know,
Sure,
if you're a
sure.
Seahawks fan and you became a Seahawks fan in 2012, then I got no respect for you. And that's a lot of my friends because I lived in Seattle for a while. I couldn't drag. I used to go to Raiders games at the Kingdome when I lived in Seattle.
Yeah.
I couldn't drag any of these guys to a football game. All of a sudden, 2012 comes along, and I see them. They're all wearing Seahawks jerseys, hats, like going to every
That's your
game.
theory where the 12th man came from.
Yeah, the 12th man comes from the year 2012.
When they all became fans.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what they used to say about the 49ers? They call them that because they couldn't make it to the 50.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, we actually have a resident Jets fan too, but I don't think he's a member of New Jersey Black Hole.
No,
he's just kind of like our goofy mascot.
Yeah,
and he does a lot for us, and he's cool.
He's married into the family.
Yeah, he's married into the Raider Nation, and he's cool. Carlos is cool. You know, Carlos does a lot, man.
Carlos the Viking.
Carlos the Viking. I mean, we brought him to Baltimore with us, man. He was trashing Baltimore fans left and right in the stands, man. He was like
yelling Raiders.
He was yelling Raiders. He was in everybody's face.
Yeah,
in his Jets gear.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you a really good story real quick. That was really great. I was at that game the day after Al Davis passed away down in Houston, of course. And Red Stream Raider Nation was in full force. We're all wearing Al patches and everything. And I was in the south end zone when Michael Huff intercepted the football when we only had 10 people on the field. I look up and I see Hugh Jackson down the sidelines crying. And, of course, I got tears raining down my face thinking about all the great thing. Al was controversial, but he was still the godfather. And so that was a really emotional time for me leaving the stadium thinking, you know, Al's looking down, and, you know, they won the game right after he passed. So it was actually, they even asked him if he wanted. He said he wanted to come to Houston for that game, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. He passed away at the Hilton over there. He had a special room made for him over there where the Raiders used to stay before they moved down at the Oakland Hilton. So it was a sad day, but it was also a day of you know, embracing the life of the person that made the Raiders who they are. It was an awesome moment that they won that game for Al.
Wow. That's a nice story, man.
Yeah, that is, man.
And listen, but you know, a couple things before we get off the line with you. I want to let you know that you know, the schedule hasn't been released yet, but we know that the Raiders are playing at the MetLife Stadium. They're playing the Jets
here
this
in
season.
Jersey.
And a lot of people are coming, man. The guys from the Pillaging podcast, Murf and Mosh. Most of the guys from the Black Hole, Rob Rivera and Cisco, and everybody's planning on coming out, providing it's not on a Thursday night or Christmas or some other crap, But if it's a Sunday game, and we get a lot of people coming out, and we want to let you know that if you make it to that game, we're going to take care of you the whole time you're here. You got a pillow and a blanket to use, and good food to eat, and we'll take care of you. And we would really like to have you here. And understandably, if you can't come, we understand that too. But if you can make it, all you got to do is get yourself here, and we'll take care of you the whole time you're here.
That's it, man. You fly yourself into Newark, we'll take it from there, man.
Yep, absolutely.
I really appreciate the heck out of that. I'm going to do my best to try to make it up there, and I also want to extend the invitation to you and everybody listening. If you can make it to Houston, we're going to roll out the red carpet for you all, and we'll give you the grand tour and everything, and we'll hit some of the clubs and Raider Nation, no matter where we travel, the Booster Clubs really represent. It's really great because I tell people, it's a family. It's not just something to do during football season, and we do a lot for charities, and we really care about each other. If you're wearing the colors, and even if you're not, as long as you're a fan of the NFL, you're a friend of ours.
Yeah, and there's something wrong with us,
Yeah.
We're twisted people.
Yeah.
We
like everybody.
We commit to this team. We commit to this team that has been losing for a long time.
Yes.
That everybody hates.
Everybody hates. Everybody thinks we're gonna fight them, but we're the nicest people in the world, doing stuff for everybody.
Yeah,
right.
And we talk to a lot of booster clubs from other football teams, and they, you know what? They're not involved with anything.
No,
they don't even hang out with each other if it's not football season.
No,
and Raider Nation, we get together. Any chance we get together and put on the silver, and usually it's for charitable events, man, picking up garbage on the side of the road or collecting toys for kids. And I talk to fan clubs from other teams, and they're like, oh yeah, we eat chicken wings and drink beer and watch the game.
And we don't see each other for 8 months.
That's awesome, man. How much money you raise for charity? What? We're a different breed of people, man. We really are.
We are.
And that goes back to the team from the 60s and 70s. They were a different breed of people on the team.
Yes.
And football's not like it was. You can't have those kind of characters that we used to have.
And you can't be that kind of character in real life either.
No.
Because, I have sort of a, me and my Raider buddies have a reputation from back in the day of being a rough and tumble crew when we went to the bar for a Raiders game. And I get that today, and I'm not like that. I'm just like, no, man, I'm not fighting anybody.
Right.
Those days are over, man.
But the good thing is, as Raiders fans, we don't typically have to fight anybody because nobody wants to challenge us anyway.
No, but everybody thinks we want to fight.
Right, and that's why they stay in their corner.
Yes.
They stay in their corner because they know, I'm not going to mess with those guys.
99% of the time, we just want peace and love, brother.
It's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons we can take over a lot of these away games.
Yes,
because everybody's kind of afraid of us, even though they don't need to be.
Yeah. We accept them just as much as anybody else. So.
Yeah, I've got a local contact, actually 2 Raider players that came from the area. You remember Steve Wisniewski, right?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, he went to Penn State. I mean, if that's not an offensive lineman, he went to Westfield High School. He went to the same high school in the same class as my sister. Actually, Steve married one of my sister's best friends. Unfortunately, she passed away a year or two, and he's real active in the community out there with Napoleon Kaufman through the ministries out in Dublin, out there in California. But he played at the high school my sister went to. So between that and there was a player that went to Maryland Eastern Shore called Gerald Irons. He's got a school named after him up here in my area, and he's got his jersey and his cleats and his Raiders helmet right there when you walk in the lobby of the junior high school.
Yeah, Steve Wisniewski, I believe he was a state representative at one point in New Jersey state government. Yes.
Yep.
From Southern
He's
Jersey.
A great guy.
Yeah.
I was going to say I really appreciate it. That's one of the reasons why we join our booster clubs, because they're active with the blood drives, with the veterans stuff, with Susan Coleman. They're, big brothers and big sisters. Women's shelters and stuff.
You mean you don't just eat chicken wings on Sunday and yell at the TV?
Well, I have once or twice.
Yeah.
I've done that once or twice.
Yeah. I mean, look, Raider Nation does it like nobody else, man.
Yeah.
And they can call us the outlaws and the scumbags and the dirtbags of football.
Hey, we're punk rock, man.
we have talked
to
booster clubs from the Kansas City Chiefs, the Seattle Seahawks, the Dallas Cowboys. They don't even talk to each other once the season ends.
Nope.
Wow.
Miami Dolphins. The only thing that they do in the off season, the New York City Dolphins fan club, the only thing that they do in the off season is focus on the Jets game.
Is their tailgate they have.
That's it.
Yes.
They
Wow,
don't do any.
that's
They,
amazing.
I mean, they sell 50/50s and they do contribute to charity. But they like,
Right.
I'm like Raider Nation, man. We're like,
Yeah.
if we could get together every day, we would.
Yes.
And,
we would.
yes.
We
and-
think of a reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
And any money that anybody threw into a bucket, we would give it away to somebody that had
Sure.
less.
That's what we always do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is that I tell people is, and this is, I wanted to mention this to you. I'd like to dedicate my call to Clem Daniels with the great Raider players. That he was one of the foundations besides Otto and all the other great players for the Raiders. He played at Prairie View, really small, obscure college. And he wasn't even drafted out of college. He just went out and did a tryout with the Raiders apparently, and he made the team. And look, he's one of our legends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. He's
Yeah.
a great man. He did a lot in the Oakland community too, as we all try to do in our own communities if we don't live out there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely,
Yep.
man. I mean, I grew up, in Northern California, and I lived in Berkeley for a while, right outside of Oakland, man. The people that contributed the most to that community were the Oakland Raiders,
Yeah.
the Hells Angels, and the Black Panthers, which,
Yeah.
which were the three groups that contributed the most to Oakland, California.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, man, because it's all people that everybody looks at and goes, oh, don't judge people.
No.
By
Right.
everybody's and
What about when Billy O'Connell showed his ring and he says the reason why I love this Super Bowl ring is it shows we beat the Steelers at Dakota win. We eventually won the Super Bowl. I love it.
Yes.
So
But you're right though.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say you're right though. We're involved in our communities. People look at me and they go, "You're a Raiders fan. Why aren't you a Texans fan? When are you going to get with the program?" The more they dislike my Raiders, the more I love them because I know what the Raiders stand for. I know that we're all ambassadors when we wear the colors, and we're proud to say we're Raider fans and we have each other's back and we have the back of other people if other people have fallen.
Yes.
Absolutely, man, and that's a great thing, man. And on that note, we're gonna let you go here in a minute. But we give every guest an opportunity to send a message out to Raider Nation, and I think you're a
perfect candidate.
I
to do it,
guarantee
man.
you're gonna have a message, man. So just anything you want to say to the Raider fans out there that are listening, here's your opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much. It's an honor to be on the show. I just want to say I dedicate my call to my mother and my father. My mother passed away October 2016. She would always ask me, how are the Raiders doing? She was such a big baseball fan, football fan, Ohio State Raiders. She was interested in her children. My dad was the same way, grew up in Ohio State Buckeye fan, and my grandfather, he grew up in Cleveland, took my mom to her first baseball game, Indians, when she was 2 years old. And so he would have one game on the radio, like the Indians on the radio, the Yankees on TV and stuff. And I just want to say, Raider Nation, I love you all. You all are my brothers and sisters in Christ. We're all in this together. I'm excited by what Antonio Brown's doing. If you saw the video with him and Romo on the practice field saying, we're going to stretch nobody's going to cover me. I'm just going to go out there and play. And the swagger of the Raiders is back. I can't wait to see them on Monday Night Football. We call it Raiders After Dark at Molly's Pub. We all get pumped up. And even people that aren't fans of our team, they respect us because they see that we're the decent people that on the communities. We're not thugs. We're not deadbeats. We're just decent people trying to earn a living. And I want to dedicate this show to my parents, especially my mom, and of course my dad. And also I want to thank you. It's an honor and privilege. And Raider Nation, we're back. We've got the swagger. We've got the attitude. We've got each other's backs, and we also have the backs of others that don't even like our team because the more non-compassionate they are towards us, we're more compassionate towards them because they just don't understand us. God bless and go Raiders, and God bless Al Davis and Gruden and smooth sailing this year. I can't wait. I'm so pumped up. I just want to put on some shoulder pads. It's an honor and a privilege to wear the shield. We're ambassadors.
All right, man. That was a great. I got to say that was one of our best ones.
Yeah, much appreciated, brother.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And that's a great message.
Yes.
And
everybody needs to take that one to heart.
we love it. It's an honor for us to have you on. So thank you very much. And we'll say goodbye for now, but it's only goodbye temporarily, man.
Yep.
We'll
You
be
guys are
talking to you
friends
soon.
for life.
Yeah,
God bless and
absolutely.
thank you so much.
All right, brother.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Take care.
Later.
Raiders.
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 So we got that good call from Houston Raiders, Steve. Man.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He's a good guy.
Oh, somebody's pulling up.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
I don't know.
They better not mess with Rodgers
No.
and his bone.
Yeah, you better not. You better not come walking up on the deck at him.
My dog's out there with a hunk of meat on a bone. He trusts me and Tom, but I don't know, some strange person walks up.
Yeah. I don't know how he'll respond to that.
So, man, Houston Raiders Steve has some great stories.
Yeah.
We could have squeezed 50 more out of him.
Sure.
And
next time.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll go one at a time.
He'll be back again.
Yeah.
And, we'll get Dan Boylan back in it, but we're back to music now.
Yes, we are.
You know, we kind of
and Murf asked the question where hardcore started.
No,
or
punk rock.
Punk rock.
And we started to talk about that.
Yes.
You know, Murf, it's organic, man. Like I said,
yeah,
it's organic, like football passion.
Yes.
And again, you get L.A. punk, New York punk.
Yeah.
London punk.
Well, people forget that there was a little bit of a gap between the Ramones and the Sex Pistols.
Sure.
That, there was a lot of British bands filled that, you mentioned Sham 69.
Yeah.
Anti-Nowhere League.
Yeah, Anti-Nowhere League.
Bands like these guys.
Two completely different bands, too. Like, you can't, like punk now is all one flavor.
Yeah.
And it's the same with, hip-hop and country and everything else. It's all bland now.
Yeah.
It's not organic anymore. It doesn't have that, that root passion that it had.
Yeah.
And I could say, if you look at the hip hop from the 80s.
Yeah.
Right? They basically followed the map that punk rock
did.
that
punk rock did. Yes.
Because,
and that's why they were always in tune with punk rock.
Nobody was going to sign, black artists doing some totally different thing.
No.
They had to do it on their own.
Yeah. Who did? Keith Rubin.
Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah, or Rick Rubin.
Yeah. But they had to do it on their own.
Yes.
They had to
put out their own stuff.
They had to put out their own stuff, book their own shows.
Yeah.
And where did that roadmap come from?
Yeah.
It came from Black Flag.
Came from Black Flag, Dead Kennedys, Minor Threat with Discord.
Guys putting out demo tapes.
Yeah.
And back then it's like you couldn't go out and buy T-shirts and all. There was no Hot Topic.
No, I heard recently the most valuable demo tape out there is if you have an original copy of No Life Till Leather, the original Metallica demo.
Yeah.
Is the most valuable demo tape out there.
That's when they used to be a heavy metal band.
And you know what? I used to own that, and it probably got trashed, and I threw it away.
Yeah. But, speaking of music, man, we promised you guys something really special. I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah, this is cool. This is really cool.
We're gonna get
Chuck turned me on to this band. I really like.
We're gonna get somebody on the horn right now.
I'm a peacemaker. Peacemaker.
As I said, man, we're pretty excited, happy today. We got Brother D, Dale Henderson, Beowulf,
sure,
OG Venice, man.
I can tell you right now, I'm going to enjoy listening to this, and Fitz is going to be pissed because he ain't here.
Yep.
So.
I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, brother, good to have you, man. So what's going on with Beowulf right now, man? You guys have been pretty active lately, which is killer.
Yeah, we've been playing all over the place, and right now we're going to do another studio record.
You guys going to do a full length now?
Probably like 9 songs.
Nice.
So
And what can we expect, man? Every Beowulf album is completely different, man. So are we looking at Westminster and Fifth? Are we looking at Jesus Freak? Are we looking at Lost My Head?
We're looking at like the first 2 records, that kind of vein. Well, you know, with a little bit of the Jesus Freak in there, a little bit.
Nice.
So it's mostly about the first 2 records, that kind of style.
Nice, man. And if you would have told me it would be just like, 2 cent, I'd be like, yeah, perfect. You know, 2 cents, whatever. You know?
Yeah.
I'd have been like, perfect, brother. Yeah, like everything you guys put out's been killer. And
thank you very much.
Is there going to be a tour with the new stuff?
Yeah, we're going to be touring coming this summer. Right now, we're just probably basically going as far as Midwest on this first one.
All right.
First tour. Then we'll try to get over to the East Coast.
Wow, man, you make it to the East Coast,
Sure.
brother. We'll
we'll be there.
have a nice big welcoming party for you.
Yes.
Right on.
Be a
We
bunch
always have a good time when we go there.
Be a bunch of old men out there with our Pendletons and our canes,
Can't stop us.
showing the youngsters what's up.
Yeah.
So, so you did a track on the last Louis Seidel record too, man. Which I got to say, when I put that record on, I was like, "Holy crap, man!" I loved the first Louis Seidel record, but the second one, I was like, "Wow, this is really true to the core." Man.
The second Louis Seidel record. Yeah, I really like that.
Born in Venice was great, and I'm listening to the record for the first time, and then all of a sudden, this track comes on at the end, One Steel Soldier, and I'm like, that's Dale. I'm like, that track is my favorite one on the record, man. So
that was fun to do, man.
So you and Luigi are tight and hanging. How's
Yeah, we're tight. You came up to me with that song. Goes, "Hey, man, put some lyrics to it." And I just sat on it for a minute, and first thing that came to my head was that song "One Tin Soldier" from Billy Jack. The Billy Jack days.
Yeah.
Yep.
So kind of incorporated that into the song itself.
It came out great, man. You guys
Cool.
both did a great job on that, man. So
that's a good record, man. He's
it's a
really
great record.
busting his ass right now too. He's out there playing all over the place.
Yeah, man, can't wait to catch them, and definitely can't wait. I mean, I may even make it out to the Midwest because,
Nice.
can't wait to work.
At least halfway.
Can't wait around. You never know what happens, man. Life throws crap at you, and you just don't know.
Yeah. It's baseball season. A lot of curveballs happen.
You
man.
can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to do stuff today.
Yes.
So, what you drinking now? Dale's probably drinking Budweiser.
Budweiser and 12-ouncer.
There you go. There you go. We're
Ice cold, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Crowd
ice cold.
spark.
How's the weather in West LA today?
The weather this weekend is spectacular. It's a nice, breezy 79 degrees here.
Beautiful.
Sunny.
You know what? Out here in Jersey, we got a nice sunny 70-degree day with no breeze.
Yeah, first one
Oh,
we've
that's
had.
good.
Yeah, first one we've had in a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's like summer.
Yeah.
It is, man. It is like
Yep.
summer. So let's go back through some history, man. Like, when did Beowulf start?
Beowulf started back in 83.
83.
We officially started it.
And for
It was,
people who don't know, like, Beowulf is from Venice, right?
we from Big V, baby.
And you're one of
Mike Jensen and I and the other guitarists, we were playing in another band. Then we hooked up with Paul Yamada, the bass player, and then got Mike Alvarado on the drums, and that's what formed the original members of Beowulf. And we just started from there, and we were playing backyard parties all over Venice, all over the city, getting in fights and police and all the good stuff.
Yeah. All that good 1983, 1984 LA stuff.
Yeah. You get people coming up, "Hey, remember that party you guys played at? And a fight broke out." I'm all, "Yeah, I think I remember that one." I got every one of them. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So on on the
way it was back then.
On the last call that I had with you, and this is a different listening audience, man. So tell me about that story you told about. You were on tour on the Welcome to Venice tour with Suicidal and probably
No Mercy.
I think No Mercy. XL might have been on that tour too, right?
Yeah.
And you had a little adventure in the woods with some
Journeyville.
met some hippies.
Yeah.
Tell that
They call Journeyville.
Hippies are dangerous, man.
Tell us that tale, because I think the listeners on this show would like to hear that.
Yes.
Well, we were on tour, like you said, on the Welcome to Venice record. We were up north in California, and we stayed at this one hotel or motel, and at the same spot, the Grateful Dead was playing that weekend. So the place was full of deadheads, the hotel, right? So we wake up, and there's all these dudes freaking out. The tie-dye shirts. They slipped us off some album cover ashes from Grateful Dead. We all cried. And our next show was at a place called Journeyville, which is a little north of Sacramento or something.
Right.
And we were all frying. We ended up in this freaking hotel next to this. It was a gay town. We didn't know that. There was no for gays. We were sitting out on the balcony, and people are honking, they're tripping us off. We're like, what the f***, man? These people, they all thought we were. The show went well. That's a good turnout. But after the show, we ended up in some forest, someone's house in the forest, man. It was just like the sun's coming up. We had no idea where we were at. Just in the forest up in Northern California somewhere, coming down off of that. But we did make it back to the hotel.
That's good.
Yeah, that's always good.
Let's make it back to the hotel, because that's where the damn bus is. That's where the van's at.
That's where all our crap is, man. It's cool.
We get to the road. We're all that way. I'm all that way. That way.
So you're like one of the last men standing in Venice now, right? Like, I mean, I know I grew up, I think I told you before, I grew up in Salinas, which is, much like Venice, 1970s and 80s kind of, just hood. And everybody I knew, they all bailed. I bailed too, man. I, moved on. But I think Venice, like you're one of the last.
Chuck still does represent.
Yeah,
he does not shy away from that.
I'm still
one bit. Man.
They laugh at me. I'm still wearing my cholo tights.
He does, man. He's like don't shy away from that one bit, man.
That's just the way it is.
He represents out here on the East Coast, man.
Yeah, everybody out here laughs at me because they don't know what's up. They're like, I got some Jersey accent, but I'm like still rocking my gear, man. Yeah. I'm like, and I'll throw down too. I'm good.
That's all we know, bro. That's all we know.
I don't mess with people. I'm good, man. I like to chill, have a couple beers, sit on the porch, but like don't step.
That will go there.
Yeah. I don't want to, man. I hate to do that.
Yeah.
But I want to give everybody a chance. But you know how. But Venice has changed a lot, right? So like.
Oh man, changed so much. There's just very, very few with original, people from back in those times that are still around here because you can't afford to live here anymore.
Right.
It's all gentrified, and I mean, it's funny you say people laugh at you because of the way you dress. They look at me like the same way, like they're looking at me like, what the hell is this guy dressed as? Like, wait a minute, you put a mime on the neighborhood.
Right. Yeah. I didn't bring this to you, man.
Yeah.
You moved here. This is what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's the Venetians.
I used
to. Louis still there. Me and Louis, we hold it down pretty cool.
Nice. Yep. You and Louis are still there.
Cat.
We're hoping to get. I think Louis is going to come on the show next week, man.
Nice.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, he's always fun to talk to.
Hey, what I gotta ask you, man. What's up with Dan, bro? He said Beowulf and Excel were gonna go on the road, man. We gotta straighten him out, or what?
We have to straighten him out for sure because he shook my hand, looked me in my eyes, and promised me.
He said it straight up. All right, Dan. We got to straighten you out, bro. You gotta
keep your word,
You gotta
buddy.
honor your word, brother. You know that. You know that. You know.
Yeah, they
what-
played a show. They played a show a few months ago. I went and checked them out and was hanging out with them. He still promised me, "I'm going to do that show, Dale. I promise." I said, "All right."
All right. Yeah.
I'm holding you to it.
Yeah, of course you holding him to it, man. That's the way it is, man. You know, otherwise just tell me no, it ain't gonna happen, and then we're cool.
Exactly.
Yep. So
we'll make it happen. It'll happen here shortly.
man, I would love to see that. I'll fly out to L.A. to see Excel and Beowulf.
That'd be a nice show.
Speaking of combining bands on stage, did you make it out to that show in Europe?
Yeah, we did.
And how'd that go, man? Because
That went great.
we talked. Mike Muir was there, and Dale Beowulf was there, and he everything worked out right.
Yeah, funny ass situation happened though.
All right, that's what we're here for. Funny ass situation.
Yeah.
The show went great. It was in the Netherlands and in Eindhoven. Nice festival, lots of people did our show. Suicidal did their show, and then the next day we were leaving to get back to the airport. And I'm sitting there. I'm by myself in the elevator, 11th floor, and I going down to the lobby, right, to get down on the van to go to the airport. And all of a sudden, ding, it stops at floor 6. I'm like, okay, someone else is coming on. Sure enough, who walked in is Mike Muir. So me and Mike Muir are alone in an elevator, bro. The 6th floor of the elevator in Eindhoven, Netherlands. No one else around, man. I was like, oh, is this where I do it? Should I just take his ass out? I took the higher road and acted professionally. So we were cool. We just talked.
There you go. Hey, that's all right, man. And when I talked to you last time, you were like, "Hey, look, if you would have been on that elevator probably 15 years ago, might have been a different story."
Yeah, it definitely would have been.
Yeah. And
I was thinking it. Believe me.
I'm sure, and I understand that, brother. But that's cool. You got to take the high road sometimes, man. Especially, I had some friends from Finland that were at that show, and not for nothing, but they said, they would have watched you 3 times before they watched that other band once. So we're all right.
That's cool.
Because they're like,
Appreciate that.
they know what's up. And my friends in Finland are pretty hardcore. They're some pretty gnarly dudes, man. For Finland.
For Finland.
They throw down. They do all right.
Nice.
What do you got, Tom? Any questions for Dale?
No, I have no question. I'm just enjoying listening to this crap, man.
Yeah, nice.
Well, it's a fine way to spend a Saturday afternoon.
I just want to know when they're playing out here, man, and I will be there.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know.
We're working our way. We're working our way back to you now, bro.
Yeah.
Work your way out,
We'll get over
brother.
there.
We'll
get over there.
You'll have a good crowd.
Yes.
At least,
Yeah.
me and Tom will be there.
Oh, damn right.
And,
That's fine. That's all we need, bro.
Yeah.
that's it, man.
Yeah.
We'll bring the Budweiser and the what is it? Newports or Cools?
Cool 100s.
Cool 100s.
Well, I'll be on the
that's right.
East Coast, so I'm gonna be on the East Coast, so I may have to go to the Newport 100.
That's right. We got the cool ones.
Yeah, there's cools out here. Yeah.
We'll get them for you. We'll hook you up.
Yeah. We'll
All right, cool,
we'll
cool.
have Pat there, so.
All right, man.
Nice.
All right, brother. So let's talk a little bit, get outside of the music thing right now, man, because we also talk about football on this show.
Okay. I am a Raiders fan.
Okay. What's your take?
Well, I don't care if they win or lose. I'm still a Raider fan.
There you go.
It's a diehard, so I'm just a diehard.
You can't get simpler than that, man.
Yep.
Wishful thinking fan.
Exactly.
They're going to do it this year for sure.
Yeah, we say that every year, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all Raiders fans too. We're actually we have you know what the black hole is, right? Well, we're officially the New Jersey chapter of the black hole. So we
Nice.
we rep it out here in Jersey, man. We throw the tailgates for the away games.
Yeah.
We did Baltimore last year, tore it up.
Yeah.
We're giving out free shots of tequila to everybody in the parking lot.
Yeah.
As long
Jersey's
as-
got to be the same way.
As long as they were Raiders fans, we were like,
Yeah.
hey, no, Baltimore fans, you get some too. You just got to wait.
Yeah.
You got to wait. You come back later. Right now, it's just for Raiders fans.
Yeah.
That's how the Raider fans do it, though.
Yeah.
See?
Absolutely, man. So, hey, it's awesome to have you on. We can't wait to hear some new Beowulf. Brother.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
like, I'm foaming.
It'll be good, man.
I'm frothing at the mouth, man. Like I like, you know how I am. I love everything from the first record all the way.
The last one was Jesus Freak.
Jesus Freak's awesome. Unsentimental's awesome. And every record is so different. Every record you guys put out, but it's always Beowulf. It's always Beowulf, but they're all different records. And
different chapters, man, but the same book.
Yeah, different chapters, same book.
Nice.
Perfect. And
That's a great way to put it.
You can't find that with very many bands, man.
No.
You really can't.
I know.
No.
You really can't. It's awesome, man, and I love what you guys are doing. I can't wait to hear the new and
I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to get it out for you guys.
Hey, man, this has been cool for me hearing all this stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice.
I'm an East Coast hardcore kid, so I don't get to hear this stuff too often. So.
We love our East Coast homies, believe me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's all, it's a same game, different style of play sometimes.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Hey, we love having you on. We thank you. We appreciate you. And before we let you go, any message you want to send out to, anybody, man? Raider Nation,
Beowulf
Punk
Nation,
Rock
Punk Rock Nation.
We're going to do it this year regardless. If we don't, we'll still do it.
All right, bro.
But just look out for the new Beowulf because it's coming at you.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, man.
Beowulf. By summer.
Beowulf boys, brother.
All right,
In
later.
the house. I hope for life, baby.
All right. Thank you, Dale, man. We'll talk
Thanks.
to you soon,
Thank
brother.
you, Chuck. Thank you, Tom.
Later.
All right.
All right, brother. This show will be out on Friday, by the way, so
Okay, cool.
we'll send you a link, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace and love.
All right, we'll talk.
The bone stays outside.
the
Rogers.
bone must stay outside, not on my couch.
That's right. So we just had Dale Henderson from Beowulf on the line, man.
That was
that's
cool.
That's a great interview. Man.
Yes.
And he's a Raiders fan.
Yeah, he's a Raiders fan. Murph, you want to know about punk rock? There you go.
There you go.
There's a bona fide punk rock guy.
Yep.
Venice, California. One of the originals.
Yeah, man.
So
West LA, Venice.
Yes.
Whole different world, man. You know, Beowulf, Lewicidal, Excel. If you want to talk about Venice,
yeah,
you know, LA punk, Beowulf, Uncle Slam, Excel. And it's not even punk, man. That was the whole, that's the, kind of the birth of, crossover.
Yeah.
They didn't give a damn.
No.
It was punk, it was metal, whatever.
Yes.
It was just, it is what it is. You know, to me, what defines the Venice sound is not suicidal tendencies so much as, well, I mean, the first 2 suicidal records are amazing.
Yes. The first one is insane.
First one's insane, man.
You know, we heard that out here on the East Coast, and we were like, wow.
Right.
And then we got to see them.
And then you see them, and you're
Yeah.
like, what's going on? But
Yeah.
see, when we got to see them in Northern California, it was a whole different experience
Yeah.
because, you know, you heard the band,
Yeah.
and then you see them, but when they were traveling through California, they bring like 100 dudes with them.
Yeah.
Dale being one of them, you
Yeah.
know, like, and it was like, you're like, what is this, man?
Yeah.
Because they just created their own thing.
Yes.
They created their own culture, their own subculture. And when I talked to Dale about it in the past, and he's like, I'm like, you know, what do people think? Like, you guys are dressing like cholos, and, you know, he's like, that's just how we dressed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that's
They
just
did it on purpose.
that's the way we got up in the morning,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and then I get it. Like, after leaving California and moving up to Seattle and everything, you know, I never realized how much I was influenced by Chicano culture.
What they were doing. Yeah.
I was, you know, I was influenced by Chicano culture.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it until I was living in a place where everybody was white.
Where there wasn't any Chicano culture.
Right.
Yes.
And then I'm like, my socks are funny.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
people don't dress like this.
And you know what, brother? On the East Coast, your socks are still funny.
Exactly. Yeah. My socks are funny. My shorts are funny. Everything's funny. Hey, rock and roll, brothers.
Yes, always rock and roll.
All right.
Later.
See ya.
All right, this is Tom. I guess we're going to be wrapping up our show here. If you have any questions for me, or you want to call in and talk about anything you want on the Raider Fan Club Blitz, our number is 732-798-0257. Feel free. Ask me about Mr. Skittles. I love Mr. Skittles. We're also going to give a shout out to the Irish Cottage, our home base. They are located at 602 Route 23 North in Franklin, New Jersey. And their number is 973-827-2090. And give us a call. Let us know what you think. Questions, comments, anything you want to say. Feel free. Talk to you next week. Bye.
Out in the street, so have a drink, you bastards.